Hoop-de-doo. I'm proud about that. I've never been to Hoop-de-doo.
I cannot believe you've never been to Hoop-de-doo. That's craziness.
First time.
That's crazy. That's just absolutely crazy. You're gonna love it. I even bought a shirt. I bought a new shirt just to wear to Hoop-de-doo. Like a little cute plaid shirt to look just like I'm at Hoop-de-doo. I may put my hair in pigtails. I'm going all in. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Disney with the Ducks. Today, you've got me, Jodie B, and your favorite friend who doesn't like running but does like eating. Welcome to the show today, Mr. Lonnie G.
Hey, everybody.
We are excited that you're here with us because we're going to talk about some eating that you got to do recently around the springs. But before we do that, I just want to remind everybody, if you like our show and what's not to like, we encourage you to go out and give us a 5-star review on your podcatcher of choice. Please also, tell your friends about our show. Like, let them know, say, hey, you're missing out. These ducks, they're funny. I like listening to their podcast. They do a good job. So let everybody know. We've got some good tips on our show and some fun things. And, you may pick up a little thing here and there, some little piece of tidbit information. So
hopefully you will. I mean, we try our best.
We do.
We are a accredited news organization and podcast. So I
do have a Bachelor of Science of Journalism. So, I am officially a journalist. So
that's why you're everybody's favorite duck. You actually make us legitimate because other than that, everybody else has degrees and like Gene has one in basket weaving. So we need you, Jodie B. We need you.
Oh, well, talk about needing. I need some good food in my belly. And I know that you just had some fun times eating around Disney Springs. And I'm excited because you went to some places that I have not gone before. So today we're going to talk a little about Lonnie's Eat, Drink, Repeat, his time at Disney Springs. So just for clarity here, Lonnie, yes. You were in the greater Orlando area for how many days?
4 days. Well, 5 due to flight issues, but actually around Disney Springs for 4.
Okay, so 4 days. Mm-hmm. Did you ever step foot in any of the theme parks?
No. Thought about it, but I was staying still kind of in the bubble. I was at the Renaissance, which is right on Convention Way, kind of right there. So walking distance to Disney Springs. So I just decided to spend all my time in the Springs.
That's not a bad plan. No. All right. So where is the very first place that you went to in Disney Springs on your trip?
I deviated a little bit, and because I had some friends with me. So usually I like to go to Polite Pig, but since they have in this group, which is, I loved to see how people experience Disney for the first time. And I was with several people that haven't been to Disney, right? So I said, you know what? Polite Pig is awesome, and I'm a fan. I said, but have you guys ever tried Art Smith's Homecoming? And it was like, no, never tried it. And I was like, look, well, you need to go. He was Oprah's private chef. He was the private chef for the governor of Florida. I said, Art Smith's is an awesome place. Let's go grab some lunch there. And luckily, it was walk-in, which is highly unusual. But because I got on the app to try to get a spot, and it was showing that nothing was available. Walked right in, and it was not a ghost town. I think half the tables were full, but the weather was so nice. We actually decided to eat outside.
Oh, wow.
Which I've never eaten. Well, I've eaten once outside at night, but never during the day. So during the middle of the day, we're eating outside, and the weather was fantastic.
That's awesome. And this was what, middle of the week, right? Like a Wednesday?
Yes, it was a Wednesday.
Okay. So that probably helped. People are at work, and other people are probably in the park, and they're not, going to the Springs for lunch in the middle of the day. So that probably helped you out.
And it was a late lunch. I think we went around 1:30. So that helped out as well.
That does help. Mm-hmm. So you take this group who've never been to Art Smith Homecoming, and you're like, I'm gonna take you to this amazing, nice, healthy, light lunch.
Yes. Yeah.
And you go to Art Smith's Homecoming. What did Lonnie G order?
Well, you got to start off strong. So we started off with three appetizers. We did the church lady devil eggs.
Hmm.
We did the hush puppies, and we did the fried pickles because somebody at the table was a big fan of the fried pickles. I've never had the fried pickles there before, so that was new for me.
Okay. I love fried pickles.
Mhm.
They're one of my favorite things. How would you rank these fried pickles?
Well,
Are they
they say
chips or are they spears? This is a
they
big
were
thing.
spears. So
Okay.
there's yeah, so they're spears. They said they were fantastic, and I agree. Right. So of course they came out had a little dipping sauce. I give them a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I think really, I mean, they were really, really good. I mean, we ate everything, every appetizer, because of course, the hush puppies come out. They had the pepper jelly, but they also
Mm,
had some pimento cheese, so they loved that as well. And so yeah, and the church little devil eggs. I mean, those things are a hit.
yeah. I actually like the hush puppies the most, I think, out of all the appetizers. And I like the chips, the pickled chips better than the spears because I think you get more breading around the pickle. I don't know.
Yeah.
Easier to dip into the sauce. So,
Well,
but
you're right. I think that's why I give it a 7 because there were some places where the breading kind of came off.
yeah,
So I'm eating just breading because I eat everything. So yeah,
eat
but
it.
it was still good.
I would eat it. I
Mhm.
love a good fried pickle. So
Mhm.
okay, all right. So everybody loved the appetizers. And how big of a group were you? Like four or
It
five?
was 5 of us.
Five of us. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So then everybody's perusing the menu. There's lots of great choices on the menu. Did you
Yeah.
lead anyone to? Did you give them recommendations, or did you just say good luck?
You'll be proud of me. I told her, I said they're famous for the fried chicken, and our waitress said the same thing. Um, but I said my wife and one of my friends, Jodie B, loves the salads. So two of the five got salads, and they loved them. Right,
Good.
and one person got the fried chicken sandwich, which is a little different. It came out with the chips. They said it was great. And and you can imagine, I got the chicken and donuts with mac and cheese.
I don't know how you could eat chicken and donuts and mac and cheese and then go back to work.
Well, the funny thing about it is I split mine because I told them I'm gonna only, comes it's a big plate, and it was a late, lunch, and we had plans to eat dinner that night, not at Disney. So I was like, I'm just gonna go with I'm not gonna get the whole thing. Somebody wants to halfen it with me, and the person next to me said, "Yeah, I'll halfen it with you." So we halfen that because I told him I wanted to save room for where we went next, which was Gideon's. But I'll back, I digress. So of course, the crazy thing about it is everybody ate everything. I mean, literally, we ate it all. Everybody, said this was great. I think one person was like, "Hey, thanks for showing me this. This was outstanding." And then they told me, I've never been to Disney, and I'm like, I don't know who you are now, but hey, there we go. They loved it. But Jody B, we didn't stop there
Well,
because
what
everybody
about you?
was like, "Yeah, we need to pace ourselves. We need to pace ourselves." What's this Gideon's place you're talking about? I said, "Well, before we go to Gideon's, there's a little cake here that you may want to try." And everybody said, "No, no, we're kind of full. We're kind of full." Especially the people with the salads. They were like, we're full. I said, "Okay, give me a hummingbird cake with 5 spoons." So that came out. Even the people that were full all of a sudden developed an appetite because they devoured that cake. It's like, they were like, "This is awesome. It's light, it's fluffy, it's not too heavy, just sweet enough." So the hummingbird cake, I think, was the biggest hit.
Lonnie, I have a confession. I have never had the hummingbird cake.
Inconceivable.
I know. A, I'm not a big cake person, but B, the problem is every time I go to homecoming, I am stuffed because I like the appetizers because I'm going to
Mhm.
eat the hush puppies and the church lady deviled eggs and stuff. So then I never have room for dessert. So I have not had dessert there. I know.
Wow. Okay, hey, this is a judgment free zone. But if you pace yourself, split a plate, and get the hummingbird cake. That's what I
Okay,
would.
tell me what's in it too.
So it is a pineapple,
Okay.
but I think it's kind of have banana in it. You taste a little banana, and kind of like some cream cheese, and it's very light and fluffy.
Okay. I
Mhm.
like those
But
things.
it's
So,
not overpowering. So the pineapple's not overpowering. The icing is not overpowering. It doesn't taste as sweet as all those ingredients would
right.
lend you to think it is, but it's really good.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
they have to add it to my list.
And it's a big old slice, right? It's a Disney slice, so you're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well, that sounds delicious, and I'm glad that everybody liked it. So I think if I was there, I may have to loosen up with like one of my, buttons on the top of my pants because I probably would have eaten all the food and had a little, you know, belly there. But okay. After homecoming lunch,
Yeah,
homecoming
so it said, hey, we got a few minutes here. Let's go right around the corner to Gideon's.
because you
So
are right around the corner.
because we did. I mean, like these people, a couple of them never been to Disney. They said, right. So I wanted them to see something, and Gideon's gives you a little bit of that Disney vibe as well, right? You're getting in there, you got the pictures on the wall. They walked in immediately to, they're like, why are we in line to get a cookie? And I'm like, you know what, this, but the line was only about 20 minutes. It wasn't bad.
Oh, that's good.
So we got in there and immediately like their phones came out. Like they started taking pictures, taking videos, like this is the best place ever. You know, get to the front. They have the special, cookies they're doing now because of Christmas season, right? So it's the sugar cookie. This one was a sugar cookie stuffed with cream cheese. It was the cookie for the week. I ended up just getting a chocolate chip, and I don't know why I do it to myself. The chocolate chip always looks good. Um, it has that little bit of like a sea salt in it, and I
Hmm.
don't like that as much, but I keep forgetting, I guess, because I always get the chocolate chip. I eat half of it, and I'm like, man, I don't like the salt and sweet part of this. But
Oh,
still,
I love that.
everybody else got everything. They loved it. We ran out, and everybody was very happy. Need naps, but couldn't take naps.
I like the chocolate chip pistachio. Do you like pistachios?
Somebody got that one, yes, and they actually like that one. Now, is that one salty as well? Does it have the little salty piece in it?
Yeah, well, pistachios have a little salt to them, but I find it not as overpowering as the chocolate chip. I really
Okay,
like that one.
I have
And
to
then
try that one next.
my family always tells me they don't like it, and then I always look in my like, because you can't eat a whole Gideon's in one sitting, and I look and like bites are taken out of it. So I'm like, for people who don't like this, that you're certainly eating it. So
Mysterious. It's crazy.
there must be a mouse in the room coming in
Mhm.
and eating my cookie. I don't know. All right, so they all bought Gideon's cookies. Did you get yourself a peanut butter cold brew that day?
I did not that day, but
Okay.
just to drop a hint, this is not the last time Gideons would see me.
You're a smart man, Lonnie G.
Mhm,
Smart man.
mhm, mhm.
Okay, so awesome experience at homecoming. Great first experience for your friend or your coworkers at Gideon's. So everybody's happy, and you still made it to dinner that night.
Still made it to dinner that night.
Congratulations.
It was a struggle. The struggle was real, but still made it.
Listen, I get it. Okay, so then the next day, you weren't finished with Disney Springs. There's more Disney Springs coming your way.
I can't quit Disney Springs. I just can't
I,
quit it.
there's too much to do.
Too much to do. So the next night, went through, walked around Disney Springs, did our thing, and then I was like, you know what? We had reservations at Summer House on the lake. First for me, never been there, right? So I was excited about that. We get there, get in. You'll be proud of me because for the appetizer piece, I did get a salad.
Oh,
Uh, we ordered a big salad for the table. That's why. And then I just, I was like, this salad is actually pretty good. Um, but we had salad, and for appetizer, we had meatballs. Now,
oh,
look, the Wagyu meatballs, I'm going to give them a 9 out of 10.
oh.
So, literally, we ordered some, everybody had one, and somebody said, we need another order. So, we actually double ordered. We double dipped on the Wagyu meatballs. That's how good they were.
Okay, so tell me what they like. Were they served with a marinara sauce or with like a what type of meatball are we talking about? Because like I make a Greek meatball with like a tzatziki and orzo, which is a
Mhm.
little different. But
Mhm.
I also make like the traditional Italian meatball. So what type of meatball are we talking about here?
This is Wagyu beef covered in a marinara sauce. There's no filler. I mean, it is very tender. Nice size meatball as well, right? So it's not a little small one because it's Wagyu. So it's pretty big. Come like 4 or 6 in order. Yeah, we knocked those meatballs out the park.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Big important question. Did anybody there get the fries?
Okay, so no one got the fries. Now on my meal, I got the fries, but I don't think it were the fries that you got last time. I think it was just their standard fries.
Right.
Yeah,
They were just okay.
it was just okay.
Okay.
Because for my meal, I got the skirt steak fritters. I asked the lady, what's on the menu you like? And our waitress said, this my favorite thing is the skirt steak fritters. And I'm like, let me have it. I should have, in hindsight, asked about a different side because I mean, look, it was a ton of fries. In fact, I think I posted a picture on the Ducks page. Um, I mean, literally, it overpowered the plate. So many fries. But I like my fries kind of hot. These were the little small ones. I like fatter fries. So I should have asked more questions. I should have probed her for exactly how they did these fries. And then I may have said, "Hey, let me change it and go to the bigger fries, the
Okay.
ones that you get."
So question.
Hmm.
What was your dish called again? I'm
It's
it's
called the skirt steak fritters.
okay.
Now the steak was really, really good,
Okay.
cooked to perfection. I got it medium. It came out medium, which is always a challenge when you're at a big table, right? Because they're trying to get all these different orders in. So the only miss they had for me, and they weren't bad per se, because I still ate some of the fries, but it was the fries.
Yeah. Did it come with any dipping sauce or anything like that? Anything good?
No, they did not.
What about everybody else at the table? Any highlights or things that stood out to anyone?
Yeah, so somebody got a salmon dish. They said that was really good as well. Um, I can't remember the name of it. It had some kind of glaze on it though. I know if it was a miso glaze. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. But they said it was really good. Um, the salads. Some people got salads. What's this thing with eating salads for the main meal? I have no idea what that is about. Um, that's a palate cleanser. That's a stuffer. But anyway, some people got some salads to say that was really good. I couldn't complain because I had the side salad to start.
Right.
That was actually really good. So I understand how people want to keep it going. I'm like, you already had salad as part of your appetizer. Why are you going to have more salad as your main meal? Salad and salad, should that cancel each other out? That doesn't even go together.
That's a lot of salad. I
It's a
mean,
lot of salad. That's a lot of salad. But they got that, and they added stuff to it and more protein to it. But overall, I think most people, because of our waitress saying the skirt steak, got the skirt steak as the main thing.
okay. Now so that restaurant's pretty big. I was
Hmm.
surprised when we went in there. Like there's that front section that's got the cookie bar and the bar. And
Hmm.
there's the whole big dining area. And then there's the back kind of patio area.
Hmm.
Fortunately, Lindsay and I were sat in the back patio area, and it was a really cold night. And even though we had a reservation, that's where they put us, and they had those heat lamps, which were not very warm. So I would think on a nice day, it'd be really awesome to sit outside, but it was not that pleasant for the two of us. We were pretty cold, but um, we had a good experience there too. I liked the food a lot.
Yeah, I think it's definitely some place to go back again. Not too heavy. And we sat right in front of the bar. So as soon as you walked in to the right, is the bar.
Oh,
There's a big table right there. So it's kind of like you still can see outside, but the weather was just so. I know now it's kind of really cold, but then I think it was 75 that night.
wow.
So it was, nice little small breeze. It was perfect.
That's awesome. So, all right. So the big thing about Summer House, not only do they have really good food, but they also have a cookie bar.
Yes.
Do you partake in any of the cookies at Summer House on the Lake?
Well, Jody B, I'm trying to watch what I eat. Trying to lose weight, get more healthy. So of course I had the cookie. I went with the sugar cookie. So I went to the cookie bar after, looked through everything. I'm gonna say this though, I was just a tad bit, not a lot, tad bit disappointed because they said the cookies was gonna come out kind of warm. The cookie was good, but it was not warm. It's not like warm cookie hour at Gideon's. And I actually at the table, I'm like, yeah. And these were some different people I was with as well. And I said, yeah, this I said, this is a good cookie. I said, but it's not as good as like the Gideon's cookie. And somebody said, what's Gideon's? Well, that's my opening. What's Gideon's? It's funny you mention that because we're gonna go right after we leave here.
Oh, so you're with different people than the day before.
Yeah, well, some of them were still there, so but it's more of us now. So it's about 12 of us now.
Oh,
Right.
big group.
So yeah, so hence I said that's why maybe the fries were a little colder because they were trying to prepare for everybody. But the skirt steak was good and warm, so I don't know how they did that. But yeah, so we all finished eating. We had the cookies, but
So
I
you
said, hey,
ordered a cookie at the table. You didn't walk up to the bar.
well, no, I ordered from the table, but we
Okay.
also got the ooey gooey cake. Now that was really good,
Oh,
right? And we also got like a pumpkin pie piece thing, right? It's a pumpkin cheesecake kind of thing they call it. But the icing was, or the cream was this much on it, and you
oh,
can't see, I should say about 3 inches, and then there's like maybe an inch of cake after it. That was okay, but I think the ooey gooey stole the show, and it had ice cream, right? So it was a la mode. You a la mode something, and that came out nice and hot, and it was a big slice with a big scoop of vanilla ice cream on it. That was really good.
I will say I think Summer House. as their cookies are good for people who aren't big chocoholics. You know,
Hmm.
Gideon's really relies on a lot of chocolate. I
Hmm.
mean, their cookies are loaded with chocolate, and they have one or two cookies that are not chocolate based, but for the most part, they're chocolate chips in most of them. So I think Summer House is nice because they have sugar cookies and snickerdoodle cookies and things that are not so chocolate heavy, so people
Yeah,
who may not want chocolate, that's a better alternative, and they're not as expensive if I remember correctly.
they are not. And to your point, I mean, you can Alamo it. It was not bad because they have the like the M&M cookies. I'm trying to think. They had just a large selection of cookies. And to your point, they're not as expensive. And you just walk in there, and people were. It wasn't that bad of a line there because we
Yeah.
still had a line at Gideon's that night. So we ate. We're all full. But like I said, how do you top off when you're all full? You go get Gideon's.
I mean, it's what you do. It's what you
Yeah.
do.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this.
How long was your wait that night for Gideon's?
About 25 minutes.
Okay, not bad.
So but they were moving really fast, and that's the thing. So even though we got there and the line was a little longer, but I was like, yeah, I said it's gonna. And somebody, same thing. Somebody said, wait, we gotta wait this long to get a cookie? Yes, and
Yes.
but yes, we did, and we still did. And we went in and got it, and same thing. As soon as they walk in, um, and this was a new group of people that went to Gideon, so completely new from the as compared to Wednesday. Same thing. They walked in there, phones come out, they start thinking, so I can't believe this, right? And went through all the queue. And I opted this time for something different. I actually went with the cookies and cream cake instead of a cookie.
Okay, tell me about that.
That was awesome. Now, this is a lot of chocolate, but it was really, really good.
Okay, so
Um,
Scotty G loves the cakes at Gideon's.
mhm.
Like that's his thing. He thinks the cakes are phenomenal.
It
I'm
really
just not really a cake person, so but tell me about your cake. So it's cookies and cream, like Oreo type flavor.
exactly. So it's like ground up Oreos that was in the icing. Um, Chocolate cake. I mean, it was just like you said. You said it. They rely on chocolate. They had chocolate on chocolate. It was really, really good. And
Those
that in the
are huge. Those slices are gigantic.
it. I ate on that thing for 2 days.
Yeah.
I grazed on it. I mean, like I would go into my room, get a couple of spoons, walk out, come back in later, get another couple of spoons for a nightcap. My nightcap was a cookie cap or cake cap. Get a couple of spoons. So yeah, it was good. And I also got, and I told the group, I said, you guys, you got to get the peanut butter cold brew. And they're like,
Good
what's that?
advice.
That's not even on the, to give you the little card. It's like, that's not, and the lady was looking, she's like, that's not on the menu. I was like, I know it's not on the menu, but we're going to get it. And you're going to get it without ice. And I said, you're going to take a sip now. And tomorrow morning, instead of us hitting the coffee bar at the hotel, we're going to, get some ice, put that in there and drink it then.
Shake it up
And,
the next
and
day.
shake it up. Yeah. And she said it was great. In fact, she took a sip of it. She's like, this thing is great. I said, I know. I said, the problem is you get it with ice, you start sipping on it. Well, it's going to water down, but you start sipping on it. And even though I would say, and I've done this with one without ice, that I'm not going to drink it, I end up drinking it anyway. So this time I was dedicated. I didn't even use the straw. I kept my straw on the side. I said, I'm going to keep it for tomorrow.
Good for you. That
Mhm.
is. I mean, whew, that's
Could you
tough.
imagine that in that cake?
You would be.
After coming from eating a ooey gooey cake and everything from Summer House, I'd have been like, man, my body would have been like, you know what? It's a wrap.
You would have been bouncing off the ceiling with all that sugar.
Bouncing off the ceiling after it was over, I probably would have crashed for like 2 days straight. Yeah.
All right, so the next morning you get to wake up and you have your awesome peanut butter cold brew. You do the
Mhm.
trick, get the ice, you enjoy the next day. You
Mhm.
get to sample your Oreo cookie or cookie and cream cake, I think they called it. I don't think they
I
call it
had,
Oreo.
look, woke up, went to the gym, got me a run in because I hate running, but unfortunately, I have this thing I signed up for, so I got no choice but to run. And
Little thing in January.
yeah, yeah. So I did that, and then came back and had to fuel the machine with a peanut butter cold brew and about 4 scoops of that cake. That was my breakfast.
I mean, that's a perfect post-run celebration.
Yeah, it's meal of champions.
Yeah, it's great. It's
Mhm.
great.
Mhm.
All right, so now you're not done with Disney Springs.
No, Disney
There's
Springs. I can't
one
quit
more.
Disney Springs.
There's
Can't do
one
it.
more big finale to Lonnie eating around the springs.
Hmm.
All right. This is a restaurant I've never been to. So this is new to me. All right. So
Hmm.
tell me all about your last meal on this trip to Disney Springs.
Oh, last meal on this trip was the STK Steakhouse.
All right.
And I will say, this was the first time I've been to that location.
Oh, so you've been to a different location.
Yes, but this time, this was the first time, and I, you hear things about STK, right? Like so I was like, oh, it's another steakhouse. I've been doing. I had steak fritters. I had this. I mean, I'm eating a lot of steak. I'm protein heavy right now, chasing it with Gideon's stuff. But yeah, so first time going in there, we got a table outside, um, on a patio, which was, if you can, I would highly suggest getting that because, hint, you can see the fireworks from there, right?
Oh,
So that
wow.
was actually a nice treat as well, that you can see the fireworks, if you go at the right time, and still the weather once again perfect. It might have been 74 that night. Nice little small breeze. I mean, it really kind of makes you, like, hey, this is the good Florida weather, right? So yeah, got out there and had our server. Her name was Tina Turner. She's been
No.
there for over 10 years. Yes. She said, I'm Tina. And it's like, hey, what's your last name? Turner. And I'm like, are you serious? And she's like, yeah. She said, everybody says it. It's Tina Turner. I highly suggest you get Tina Turner if you're there. She was great. Had a lot of great offerings. She knows the menu back and front, up and down. She says so. She gives us a lot of good recommendations on what to get, how to get it prepared. And look, at STK, we just went to town.
Okay, so I saw some pictures.
Hmm.
So what apps did you get?
Okay, so we started with the Seafood Tower, which had lobster. It had a jalapeno infused shrimp.
Ooh.
It had clams. It had three different types of ceviche, um, and raw oysters. I don't do the raw oysters, but they had that in there too. So
I
that
think
was the tower that we did.
I think I'd just stop right there. Everything on
Mhm.
that would make me really happy.
I mean, I think you would really like the ceviche. I mean, three kinds of ceviche. That's actually was really good. And it had a Dungeness crab, um, kind of like a salad. It's not really a salad, but it's in this little clamshell, and it's Dungeness crab chopped up,
Oh, cool.
minced up, and put in there. So just a bunch of crab meat, and you have that, and of course you had the little hot sauces and all the different kind of dipping sauces. I mean, let me just tell you something. And now the jalapeno infused shrimp, you can get it as an appetizer by itself. Highly recommended if you like, it's like a shrimp cocktail. It was really good.
That's all sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Yum. All
Hmm.
right. So that was t- appetizers shared at the table.
Yeah, and they come out with that, and they come out with a bread, and they had this uh, tater tot Oscars, which are these huge tater tots covered with crab meat and like in the Oscar sauce. They had that. We got that, and we got the beef pot stickers, and we had a whole bunch of appetizers, right? So we started off with those three.
What out of the so you had the seafood tower, which it's seafood. It is what it is.
Mhm.
I would be perfectly happy with just that. Out
Mhm.
of the other two, the tater tots and the wagyu beef pot stickers, which did you like better?
You know what? I'm gonna probably say the tater tots because it's something you don't see, right? I mean, they're huge tater tots, and it's covered completely with this crab meat and the sauce to make it Oscar and have to, it's really really good.
That
And it
sounds
had chopped up asparagus in it. I mean, it was really pretty good. Yeah.
yummy. All right. Okay. Now on to the main course. So
Hmm.
you're at a steak restaurant,
Hmm.
right? That's what they're known for at STK.
Hmm.
What did you get, Lonnie G?
Okay, so it's a ribeye spinelli. Is what it's called. I'm probably mispronouncing the back end of it though, but it's a special cut of the ribeye, like the top portion of it. Um, so yeah, that's what I got. But we got a couple of tomahawks for the table, a couple of fillets. So everybody got steak. I mean, you're gonna do steak. And Tina told us, she was like, you're gonna come in here and get fish at the steak restaurant. She says, I'll still respect you and serve it to you, but I'm just saying. So everybody got steak. I mean, she was funny. She was really good. She came out and she said, hey, the fireworks about to start. So we would see them when they start. How that second floor is, I mean, you see everything, right? So you see the balloon. The balloon is right there going up and down. So it's just a great night to be out there, right?
Which fireworks did you get to see? Was it Epcot or Hollywood Studio? Well, no, Hollywood Studios has Fantasmic. I guess that's not really
Mhm.
firework. What
So
what
that's a good question because I don't know,
Oh,
but they were there and it started at 9 o'clock. Well,
okay.
8 o'clock, 8:30, 8:30. So
Oh,
yeah, it's the craziest thing. So it must have been, as I'm thinking about it, in Magic Kingdom.
Because you can see the Magic Kingdom fireworks from Coronado, from the tower up at Coronado.
Yeah, so that's
So,
probably.
I don't know.
I mean, we saw them. They were
Hmm,
there. They were nice.
that's awesome.
Hmm.
Okay, so how would you rank STK? Would you recommend, it's not an inexpensive meal. It's quite pricey. Would you recommend going there?
Okay, so here's the deal. So I ordered my steak medium. It came out well. I might as well order chicken. So I wasn't eating it. Tina came out. She was like, "You're not eating your steak." I'm like, and I just like cut and showed her. She's like, "That's not medium." I'm like, "No." She's like, "You'd like to get another one?" And I'm like, she's like, "Let me get you another one." And I'm like, by that time though, because they dropped the steak off, and of course when they drop it off, you get the infusion, right? So I got the butter. So they came out with a little torch and melt the butter on top it and everything. Then they went in the back and all that kind of good stuff. By the time she came out, I had already, because people saw that I wasn't eating mine. So the tomahawk is huge.
Right.
So somebody was like, "You need to take some of this tomahawk steak." So I started eating that. Then another person had a tomahawk. She's like, "Take some of this." I'm taking some of that. So I had so much steak. By the time she came out, I was already. She was like, "You're not eating yours, but you got a whole plate full of other steak." I'm like, "Yeah." I say, so we don't get it. And for the appetite and for the sides, we got the loaded mashed potatoes, loaded mac and cheese, and we got the Brussels sprouts. So all of those sides, highly recommend.
Okay, good. That's
Mhm.
crazy though that your steak at a steak restaurant did not come out
Yeah.
correct.
And she apologized. And I said, "Look, you don't have to apologize." She kept apologizing. I'm like, "Please stop apologizing."
Yeah. I'm like, that's always when the servers are like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "You weren't in the kitchen making it. Don't apologize." Like, yeah. I mean, I appreciate it, but you weren't back there. So,
And I told her, I said, "But I'm gonna tell you something. This tomahawk is cooked to perfection." Because they cook it and then cut it up and they serve it out there. And I was like, the only thing I wish I was home because my dogs would love this bone from this tomahawk, right? So ate that. Would I recommend it? Well, yeah, I would recommend it just purely on the other people's steak I got
okay.
and the service. And the sides were good. The appetizer was good. And then it was one of my colleagues, it was his birthday. So they had a saxophonist come up and he played Happy Birthday.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
It's a
So
nice touch.
that's
Something
a
you,
really, really nice touch because he was jamming, right?
yeah.
So I actually had a video of that. So he did a really good job. The guy whose birthday it was, he was just, hey, he's working on his birthday and he's traveling. So he's
Yeah.
not with his family and he was thoroughly impressed and happy. So that's why we actually did STK as well to kind of celebrate his birthday.
Nice. Yeah,
Hmm.
I've never been there. I'm not sure that it's even on my radar of someplace that I mean, maybe I'll try it one day. I don't know, but there's so many other places have yet to try, and because it's a chain restaurant and I know I can get it in another location, I don't know. I mean, it sounds great, but I also know that it's got a pretty hefty price tag that follows it. So
So yeah, I know I was saying, but highly recommend it. So yeah, because of that. And how do you chase that? We had a cookie a la mode. So it was a hot cookie came out, big old square cookie with a big old pile of ice cream on top of it. I was like, yeah, this was pretty good. So
that
it's a
sounds
chocolate chip, and that one was actually really good. So the dessert as well, I recommend highly
okay.
good.
All right. Well, maybe one of these days I'll make it there. It sounds like a good experience. I think just being able to be outside and see the fireworks, that's really cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome.
it kind of makes you really look when it's that perfect timing when it's the weather's really nice. It didn't rain. It's a nice little breeze the whole time. I mean, every time I went there it was really good. It wasn't too hot, so even in the middle of the day, it was 70, 75, like I said. So it stayed around that whole, the lows each time was like it went between 65 and 75 the whole time I was there. I mean, you can't beat that. And it was
No,
sunny, not a cloud in the sky. But I was following along, and then one of the apps that said it rained in Animal Kingdom one day, right? So it was crazy, but
I know. Isn't that crazy?
it was nowhere close to where we were. You didn't even see a cloud.
So, Lonnie,
Yes,
I have to ask you a question.
yes.
Did you feel a little guilty not going at all to Polite Pig?
So yes, I do regret uh, not going to Polite Pig because usually that's a staple for me.
I know.
But I am going back for this event that in January. I'm stupid. I got to run around Disney for a
No, but
bunch of miles. And
ADRs here.
I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go get it that day.
My recommendation is the second you land on Tuesday, you go straight over and get it because somebody took care of you and got you a lot of ADRs for this trip. So
Yeah.
better go right away on Tuesday, or I don't know where you're going to fit it in.
Soon as I land, I'm gonna roll over there, get it, and then be ready because I think we start some ADRs that same day, don't we?
Uh huh. Yep.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Assuming that my flight gets in on time and that I will be able to join you, but hopefully by January, all this nonsense will be behind us and people will be able to fly where they should. So, anyway,
Mhm.
enough of that. Well, that was, I'm now starving. That all this talk about food makes me very jealous because it sounds like you had a great experience. So, out of those three different restaurants, I guess four, Homecoming, Gideon, Summer House, and STK, are there any of them that you would not recommend to anybody?
No, I would recommend them all.
Okay.
I would, the STK. The funny thing about it was packed. By the way,
Wow.
so a lot of
You
people
were
were
there on
there.
a Friday, right? A Friday night.
Yeah, I went on Friday night and it was packed. So that goes to show. And the Springs has a whole different energy on a Friday night, right?
Uh,
Like the weather was really good, but it was crazy. The Lime Garage was closed because they had too many people in there, right?
wow.
So I had to drive over to the Orange Garage, walk across. But still, the Orange Garage, good thing about that is you come out and you actually see STK from there, right? Because you park by the Coca Cola place.
Yeah.
Uh, so literally, it was packed, but it was very nice. Like I said, the weather was awesome. The one complaint that somebody made to me is that you walk by and the stores have their Christmas stuff out, and I know how you feel about that, having Christmas stuff out already. But the stores have, and of course you have the Christmas store there where it's 24/7. There were no other Christmas things around, so they had no lights out, no trees, no bulbs, no nothing. Just in the stores they had little, in the windows they had a little Christmas tree. So somebody was like, I would love to have seen a lot of Christmas trees and stuff, like this Christmas tree stroll that people talk about. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I wonder when they set that up because,
mhm.
I mean, you were there right after Halloween. So I know it
Yeah.
takes a long time to take all the Halloween decorations down and put all the Christmas stuff up. But I don't know when the Christmas tree trail starts at Disney Springs. I
Well,
love
that
that.
was a that was a misform because that should have been, and I shouldn't say a misform, right? I guess they're gonna, you know, give it a couple of days, let somebody get the turkey out of them, getting ready for Thanksgiving, right? But other than that, I would have loved to have been able to kind of bring the people through the Christmas tree stroll as well.
Yeah.
But the fact that we saw none, that's kind of
Yeah.
disheartening.
Yeah. I don't.
But at the same time, you walk by and you look in the window at World of Disney and you see the Christmas stuff right there.
Yeah, I know. Like, not all the resorts are decorated yet either. Like, again, it takes some time. So,
Mhm.
well, I'm really hungry. You're making me hungry, Lonnie G.
That's
All
that's the
right,
goal. When you're hungry, go to Disney.
yeah, go to Disney Springs for certain. There's
Mhm.
plenty of good eats there.
Yeah.
Well, of course, we cannot finish an episode of Disney with the Ducks with Lonnie G on the show without doing your favorite part of the show. So, Lonnie G,
Hmm.
are you ready to crack us up?
I think I am. So, Jody, we know you really love Thanksgiving, and that made me think about it. How does a turkey travel?
Well, in Cincinnati, they fly, but, I don't know. How does a turkey travel?
He takes the gravy train.
Oh, of course he does.
What
Of course he does.
about
Well
you, Jody B? Crack us up.
I was thinking about restaurants and experiences, and, Tim and I were out not too long ago at a restaurant, and it was pretty busy, and I showed up, and the manager was there, and I said, "Hey, uh, do you have a table?" And he said, "Yeah, do you mind waiting a little bit?" And I said, "No, I don't mind waiting a little bit." And he said, "Oh, great. Take these drinks to table 7."
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I got to wait on the
You got a
table.
little waiting.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoy that. As always, we thank you for listening. We thank you for being part of our group. Please join us on Facebook. We have some fun conversations going on. I know we had our marathon weekend planning show that was last week. We had our Scotty G and Jared Wine and Dine race recap that just came out. Got to hear all about their fun experiences. We're always trying to put out some good content for you. And if you like what you hear, tell your friends. And if you have any ideas for us, let us know. Tell
Yeah.
us. Hey, I heard this show on another, podcast. You guys should do a spin on this. I want to hear what you guys say. So let us know if you have any good suggestions. We are always open to it. With that being said, what is you want to close us out, Lonnie?
I think I will. Kwaharini, everyone.
Bye, friends. She'll be home. So if you want Lindsay to be on too, to give a adult
Yes.
perspective, kids perspective, she likes being on the podcast.
She's the only one.